Namaskar, good morning. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be with you today in Bengaluru, a city that pulses with the very rhythm of innovation. Please allow me to extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed guests. Our guest of honor, Ms. Gan Xiao Huang, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Trade and Industry, Singapore. The Federal Minister of State for the Ministry of Labour and Employment and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India, Ms. Sokpa Kailash. The Honourable Minister of Electronic Information Technology and Biotechnology and Rural Development and Pachacha Raj, Member of Legislative Assembly, Chitapu, Mr. Priyan Karaj, Chairman of our new SBF India Business Committee, Mr. Prasan Mukherjee, and our SBF Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Kok Peng Soon, and our partners and friends from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Trade Industry of Singapore and Enterprise Singapore, and to our leaders from government, chambers of commerce, and our many distinguished partners and friends from both India and Singapore. Thank you for honoring us with your presence this morning. Today, under the theme Connecting Innovators, we are not just opening an office, we are inaugurating a platform for shared ambition with the launch of the Singapore Enterprise Centre, or SEC, here in Bengaluru. This city is a perfect home for a centre designed to connect innovators. Singapore, the SEC at Bengaluru sits at its virtual intersection, an ideal launchpad for regional and global success. Our mission is to make market entry simpler, faster, and more successful for our companies from both sides. Our promise to you is anchored in 3 commitments as follows. We will be present on the ground and accountable. We will be practical, focusing on execution and introductions that matters. And above all, we will be a true partner, measuring our success by your win. This launch is about building a durable trust bridge, and its platform is already taking shape today, thanks to our many partners. I must take this moment to express my sincere appreciation to our core partners, Universal Success Enterprises and New Kolkata International Development. Our partners, MAP Group, Swansea Group, and Takra Corporation. Our priority banking partners, HSBC. Our priority partners for incorporation, Incorp Advisory Services, and our priority partners for HR, Black Mountain. Your support is a powerful endorsement of this initiative drive, and I'm delighted to introduce Mr. Prasan Mukherjee as the inaugural chairman of the SBF.
We always felt that we should do something, Singapore Business Federation need to be here. So the most difficult part of the business was to convince Singapore Business Federation. And then I had to convince Peng Soon that his money will be rightly spent. So it was, 25 years of civil service. He didn't want that any cent of money to be wasted. I said, okay, so that process was on. And then we, fortunately started with the International Action Committee. And we got chaired by Mr. SSDO. So I had now a partner to fight for it. So,
dignitaries here, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to on this landmark occasion, the inauguration of the first office of the Singapore Business Federation in Bengaluru. This event is not only underscores SBF's commitment to deeper engagement with India, but also signals a bold new chapter in the business partnership between Singapore and India, and more importantly, Karnataka. For decades, Singapore and India have forged strong ties of trade, investment and innovation. The SBF, as Singapore's apex business chamber representing more than 30,000 companies and key local and foreign chambers, plays a pivotal role in shaping this ecosystem. And by establishing its first physical presence in India, especially in the innovation hub of Bengaluru, it is sending a clear message that India is not simply a destination for investment, but a partner for co-creation, collaboration, and future-facing growth. And to be very honest, when Mr. Prasoon was speaking, he was asking why Bengaluru. Trust me, sir, there is no other place than Bengaluru. Weather-wise or otherwise, we are excellent. And you might, I'm sure, although Ms. Karandlaje and me come from different political parties, but when it comes to Karnataka, we work as one. And I'm sure she will vouch for Bengaluru more than Delhi or Mumbai anytime. And if you're coming from Delhi, trust me, this is heaven, as of now. And a few years back, when you spoke about Bengaluru, we were called the pensioners' paradise. Today, when you speak about Bengaluru, we are the most disruptive city in the world. Today we are the fourth largest technology cluster, and we are driven heavily by a people and policy approach. That's what makes us unique. There is no other government that gives you this approach. When I say people and policy, we listen to people, we listen to corporates, we listen to industrialists. We try and understand what they need, and that's how the policies are formed here in my state of Karnataka. Like I said, people, policy, and the third important P is participation. So if SBF, if the government of Singapore is expecting participation, well, you have the federal government sitting here, you have the Bengaluru is here. So people, policy, and participation is something that you can expect from us, and we will be driving this entire thing, the entire objective of the SBF together with the government. And people always ask, why is it that Bengaluru is the most favored destination? Like I said earlier, we have always been a land of many firsts. We no longer position ourselves as an investment destination, to be very honest with you. Whenever we pitch for investments abroad, we call ourselves the...
I welcome SBF to Bengaluru. You started a new chapter in Bengaluru, and also the relationship between Singapore and India. It is my privilege to join you all for the inauguration of Singapore Enterprise Center, a representative office of the Singapore Business Federation in Bengaluru. India and Singapore are important partners for each other. Economic cooperation has been bedrock of our relations. Singapore was the first country with which we concluded comprehensive free trade agreement in the form of India-Singapore Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, that's called CECA. Our trade has grown multi-fold since signing the CECA, that was in 2005. Singapore is India's largest trade partner in Asia. Singapore is also a leading source of FDI and among the largest sources of foreign portfolio investment. All major Singaporean companies from Temasek, GIs to CapitaLand, Maple Tree have presence in India. Many Singapore companies have investment links with Bengaluru.
Yes, I'm Samantha Teo, the Executive Director of Singapore Business Federation for internationalization. As you are all aware, internationalization is not an easy journey. SBF has always been helping Singapore companies looking at growing their business overseas. India is one key market that we are focusing, and we are seeing rapidly number of growth in terms of companies taking an interest in expanding their business here. Our office for SEC at Bengaluru is actually situated in WeWorks at MG Road to make it convenient for Singapore companies to land and meet with us. The main purpose of the office is really to create a common corridor between Singapore and India, and bringing connections, bringing knowledge, information, and all the know-how in terms of setting up here. Of course, while we set up our office in Bengaluru, our coverage, assistance to Singapore companies is pan-India. We will look for the most optimal state, city, and connections, for Singapore companies to rapidly grow their business here, depending on what the business needs are. We want to count on the government of India to help us expand, whether is it our coverage, whether is it our connections, and of course with the input of the Singapore Business Federation India Business Committee that has just been set up, chaired by Mr. Prasun Mukherjee of USEL. I'm sure that we will be in a very good state, to provide all the assistance to Singapore companies, as well as assistance to Indian companies looking towards Singapore, and venturing into the ASEAN market using Singapore as the platform. So thank you very much. I look forward to all your support and hope that we can find a way to work together in the bigger good between Singapore and India. Thank you.